Well, hello everybody. I am a little bit late, but I have been doing laundry, trying to clean up this art room because it's nothing but a big old mess. So, in order to paint something on a live tonight, I actually had to get on here and clean my art room because it was just a great big old mess. So, I'm going to do the same camera view as I did last night, just because I went back and watched the video and I think it's good for y'all to see, not so much of my face, but you know, to see what I'm painting, because this has been sitting around, I don't know, for about a couple weeks. I Windexed it, because if you don't Windex it, sometimes that paint will separate on here because it gets dirt and pollen and all that kind of stuff. So hope you guys are doing good. Debbie, how are you? Marisol, how are you? Myra, how are you? I hope you guys are great. She says from Houston, Texas. Girl, you're right down the road from us, so not too far away. Debbie, if I could get you to share to the Painters Club and to the Academy, that would be awesome. You're probably already on it. Y'all, without Debbie helping me, I don't know where I would be. Hey, Alice. Maricel says, I love you, York. Oh, thank you. I'm going to show you to do some, I'm going to show you how, if you want to, well, you could do some painting and you could get something close to what I have. Everybody does something a little different, and that's super fine. No big deal. But tonight I'm going to be shading. This has all already been base coated. I started with 2 coats of white all the way. Of course, I let each coat dry between the whites. After both coats of white were dry, I came in and I painted this flesh. This is what we call light yellow. This is a mixture of Christmas green and lime green, and I'm sorry, light green. Of course, this is our good old red. I red down here, and I did a blue, and then again, some green. So what I like to do, particularly on elves, y'all, I like to make them really, really colorful. That's just my thing. Hey, Tammy, how are you? And Jerry, I'm so glad y'all are here. Debbie, thank you for sharing. Okay, y'all, part of the reason I'm a little late is I was trying to get this art room because it's just been a mess today. I've had a lot of things going on, so you know how that goes. But also part of it is I was trying to do the laundry. And I was thinking today, I don't know, sometimes I think I'm doing something wrong, y'all, because there's only my husband and I. You know, our kids are grown and all that, and it's just he and I that live in this house. And who the heck is messing up all the clothes? I don't even have kids to raise anymore, and it seems like I'm always doing laundry, and it's like, what is going on, you know? And I was thinking, you know, I think everybody probably feels that way, especially if you have kids. Hey, Karen, how are you? Hey, Trisha, how are you? Hey, Cindy. I'm wondering, y'all, tell me. I'm just curious because I'm wondering if I'm the crazy one. On an average, how many loads of laundry do you say you would do on any given week? And I'm going to see what y'all's numbers are, because I'm telling y'all, I ain't feeling this laundry thing. Because I was thinking, you know, after my kids are grown and gone, the whole laundry thing was get better. And don't get me wrong, it has gotten better. I don't do near as much as I used to. But I still think I do too much just for 2 people. Jeez. And I don't know if y'all can even hear it, but in the background I got the dryer going, because if I don't keep it going, we're not gonna have any clean sheets. And you know, you get busy and all you do. 16 to 18, 4, Marisol says, and Tricia says 16. Tricia, you must have kids. And Marisol says 4. Okay, I bet I do 4, but why does it seem like so much more than that? Oh, and part of it is I don't know how long Maria's coming Thursday, so I got to get ready for her. Now, y'all, Maria has been, she's cleaned my house for probably 10, 15, I don't know, a lot of years. So I always kind of get ready for her. That's the excuse I make to myself to go put all the crap up that I've thrown down for the last 2 weeks. So maybe if Trish does 16 to 18, my 4 doesn't seem so bad. Hi, Pam. How are you? Hi, Laura. Hey, Brian. How are you? I hope you're doing good down there in old Galveston. We were over there not too long ago. It's changed a lot down there since the last time we were there. And but I'll just put a little bit of flesh on this guy, and just doing some brush strokes. But yeah, when I saw Trisha's 16 to 18, I was like, okay, my little 4 or so doesn't seem so bad. Is it Candina? How are you doing? I see you guys are on here. I am doing some painting. I'm actually at the point where what I'm doing right now is I'm just shading. And for those of you that don't shade or think you don't know how to shade, or maybe you want to learn how to shade, shading is just really the thing that, in my opinion, takes your painting to that level where you just really get a wow factor. And some of you probably have already heard this story, but my mother-in-law, she's passed away now, but she had come down, she lived in Fort Worth at the time, and she'd come to Pearland, and she decided when she walked through the door that she was going to make sure I learned how to shade. And I was like, I don't know, but you know, it's your mother-in-law, so you can't say no to that. Hi, Laura, how are you? And so I was like, okay, this should be very, very interesting. And she stayed for like a week or so, and she worked with me on it. And I'm glad I didn't, you know, fight with her too much about it, because she was right. Of course she was right, because she was really a great painter. Way better than I think I could ever be. I miss her a lot sometimes. And because she was so good at it, you know, when she walked through the door, she was like, oh, it's time. It's time for you to learn how to shade. So I learned how to shade, basically, because I was too chicken liver to tell my mother-in-law no. Because, you know, it's your mother-in-law. You got to be careful and watch your P's and Q's. You don't want them to think badly of you. And so she was the one who really got me into shading. And I'm really glad, of course, all these years later that she did. And then, y'all, I don't remember really teaching Ashley how to shade. I do remember she wanted money. Hey, Sarah, how are you? And so she, you know, like any teenager, wanted money. And I used to tell her, well, you can go if you have the money. And because she wanted to run up and down the road. And so Ashley really got pretty good at painting because she wanted the money. And then, of course, later when she got older, she really appreciated it for so much more than that, you know. But when you're a kid and you're 19, you just want to go out with your friends. And if painting yard art is what you have to do to earn money, that's what you do. So I've shaded my greens on here, y'all. Hey, Donna. Template and blank in the comments. Thank you, Debbie Barberi, for always taking such good care of me. This is a template that we sell. Now, when we say template, it comes in 4 formats: an SVG, a DXF, a JPEG, and a PDF. It comes on an 8.5 by 11 sheet, so you will have to blow it up if you want it big like yard art. And what I suggest to people is, if you're in a major area, like you're in a major city, you can go to a place like Kinko's or Copy Doctor or any of those places, and for pretty cheap, you can give them that piece of paper that you print out, and they'll blow it up to any any size that you want. And if you want, now these that I do, typically elves are, for me, anywhere from 32 to 36 inches. That's just what this elf is. This one I think is, y'all, I don't even remember how tall. I'll look in just a minute. I'll get a tape measure, because honestly, I'm going to tell you a size and then it's going to be wrong. But when I do them to sell them as finished, I typically do 32 to 38 inches in height. Because to me, you want to keep them small, but you want them big enough that they have a presence out in the yard. If you make them really, really tiny, then as far as yard art, now if you want to make them as a door hanger, hey Leticia, thank you so much. Hi Laura. And let's see, we see Jerry. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to do this as a door hanger, then, you know, you could do it about 24 inches tall, and I think that would be cute. If you want to do it as yard art, I don't think I would do it under 30 or 28 to 30 inches. Let's see what this guy is. This one's about 28 inches. And now, when I sell them out at the store, I think I do 36, y'all, if I remember right. Because as a finished product, well, we've had a store for a long time, so we sold big stuff for a long time, y'all. All right, so I got my shading red. And the thing about shading, all I typically do, y'all, is 28 by 18. Thank you, Debbie. All I typically do is, if I have red as a base coat color, then I'll shade in a darker red. If I have green as a base coat color, then I'll shade in a darker green. That's basically what I do. Not every single instance is it that way, but most of the time. It's that way. And it's just about putting that, shading creates a certain amount of drama, if you ask me, in your yard art. And I always say yard art, drama in yard art is good. Maybe not in life, but in yard art, I like drama. Because you want that real dramatic color, that pop of color. If your design is good, then you know you've got color to go with it. And then you've got something really pretty to look at. 8 to 10, and it's just the two of us. Let's see, 8 to 10, and it's just the two of us. Not sure what that means, Laura. Oh, number of loads of laundry. I'm sorry. So I don't feel so bad then, Laura, because if it's just the two of y'all and you're doing 8 to 10, then I'm doing something. I'm doing less than that, so that makes me feel better. Because it's like, who lives here? Why is there so much laundry? Now, part of it, y'all, is we work outside. And I think probably you just do more laundry because you're outside sweating. I see Zigzag watching. What a name. I love that. Y'all, I taught school for a long time, so I've seen all sorts of names. And when I have to do laundry, though, I'm like, I ain't feeling it. And I don't care who you are, y'all. How rich, how poor, how tall, how skinny, how whatever. There's always laundry to do, trash to carry out, it seems like. And I'm just putting some dark. All I did is take the gray and put some black in there to make some shading gray. That's all I did. So that's gray with some black. And now, in the short time that I've been talking with you guys on this video, I'm ready now to go ahead and do some outlining. So I did shading, right? And shading creates that drama that I really like. Outlining is another way of putting, to me, it puts your artwork together. It pulls everything together. Now, I always outline with a script liner. You can get these at any store, like a Hobby Lobby. This is the number 4, and it's a script liner. And I'll go ahead and put quite a bit on there, and I'm trying to get that color, in this case, that black paint, to go down into that etched CNC line. Now, some of you might have seen me today on Tamara's page where I did that Christmas tree and I showed you how to put lights in there. I'm going to go back on her page tonight and just make a post of a photo of that tree lit up tonight. It'll get dark here about 9 o'clock. And I will go take a picture because to me the tree looks the very prettiest at night. And when I've got the lights on it, and you put a spotlight, and of course I've got the C9 bulbs in there, that's when that tree is going to look prettiest tonight whenever I take a photo of it. Because typically the display of yard art, for most people, they're going to put a spotlight on it at night in addition to those C9 bulbs. So you're going to get a lot of brightness and a lot of color, which is super pretty, y'all. And I'm just taking this script liner, covering those CNC lines. That's all I'm doing. And when you start outlining, basically I've heard outlining this way. It creates boundaries from color to color. And I think that that's really pretty because when you think about it, now Debbie, this is the brush, this is a number 4. Now she's asking about the flat tip brush, good question. Geez, that's a 12. Y'all, I got to turn this stupid dryer off, hold on. There we go. That flat tip brush was a number 12. But you could absolutely use a number 10, and I probably should have. But that's okay. Y'all know me. I'm going to use whatever I got. So I've got this number 4 script liner brush, and I'm just taking that black paint, dipping it in there, and outlining my piece. And I don't remember who. It might have been my mother-in-law or somebody explained to me one time, and I think it's always stuck with me. When you outline something, you create a boundary from color to color. So you're basically telling your brain very easily where one color starts and the other color ends. And it's very pleasing to our brains to have that. I never really thought about that. I don't remember who told me that. But somebody told me and I was like, you know, that's pretty much true. Boundary from one color to the next. And I'm just going around. And in anything that I design, normally you will see a couple of things. I like really large eyes on whatever I do because to me the eyes are the focal point. I've got to put some more black paint in here and put some more water. Hey Amy, how are you? And Patty, and is it Dominique? And Elvira, I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to put some more black paint in here. And my paint is too gummy. So this is just water. That's all it is. I use a lot of water, y'all. You make outlining look so easy. Hey Nance, thank you for that. You know, I've painted for a long time, and I don't know about y'all, but for me, painting has always been like a refuge, almost like what maybe people who watch TV, they feel, or you go to a sporting event, if you like that sort of thing, and you kind of just come out of there feeling a little bit more relaxed. And that's what painting has always been for me. And because of that, I think anytime you like something, you're going to do it, you know, and practice. And my kids, especially when they were teenagers, like most teenagers, they just ran up and down the road with their friends. And my husband worked a lot of hours at the time. So I was home a lot by myself. And I mean, especially, you know, like my husband wouldn't come home till 10 or 12 at night, and he'd start at 9 in the morning. So he worked a lot. So I was home a lot. And I really could have been mad at him for working and kind of gotten, you know, mad at the world. But what I did is I just kind of entertained myself. And I had raised kids and everything, and they were teenagers. And so it was kind of like, I just looked at it as, you know, this is a point in time where they're not babies, and I can kind of do what I want in the evenings. So that's what really, when I started up in my game, I noticed was a lot. My kids got older and didn't need me as much, and I was home by myself a lot. And proud to say, y'all, that I just, I think my attitude was right, and I just made good use of it and just practiced a lot. Because when I first started painting, y'all, I did not shade. And so, you know, and when I very first started, I used like those paint pens to outline, and my mother-in-law came down another time and she's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm outlining." She said, "With that?" I was like, "Yes." And she's kind of old. She was old school. She's like, "Oh no, you got the script liner." And of course, that's another one of those things that's your mother-in-law. So what are you going to do? You know you have to behave and tell her okay. So that's what I did. Hey, Mary Kay. Hey, you sure did. I'm glad you're here. I hadn't seen you in a while, but I know you're around because I know that you've been buying some blanks and doing some painting and all that good stuff. So I am outlining. I showed them in the very beginning how to shade this little guy. It's just a little elf, and we have the template on our website, yardartarust.com. For those of you that don't know, if you want to buy a template. We also sell the blank at our store, and we sell the blank online. So if you don't cut your own blanks and you want to order them, you can definitely do that at yardartarust.com. And so I tell you, I've made a lot of yard art over the years, and some of it was just totally out of self-preservation, because you know how life is. It can throw you a curveball here and there. And painting was always my salvation. It was always the thing that I could do to kind of get myself centered a little bit better if I was having a rough day. And y'all know how it is. Some days are rough. Especially, I think, when you're for me, when you're raising kids, especially when you're raising teenagers. I don't think I slept much when my kids were teenagers, because they would always go out with their friends and stuff. And then I wouldn't go to sleep till they got home. My husband, he would just go to sleep and just start snoring immediately, but I could never do that. I could never do that. So I learned to shade just basically out of self-preservation. And really, I don't even know if learn is the right word. It's just practice, 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 you know, like anything else. And that one day you'll get up and you're like, okay, it's not as hard as it used to be. So that's kind of how I did it. Now, on this face, I outlined everything in black except for the face. And I typically, what's normal for me is to outline most of my faces regardless. I do some of these lighter flesh tones like this, or even if I do a darker flesh tone, it doesn't matter. I still will outline in a shading red, because what I want next to that skin is not a cool color, but a warm color. And so this shading red is not a whole lot different than the black that I used. It's still real dark, but it's got that red tint in there, which up against skin is really what I want. And what I've always done, and I like the look of that better than just a solid dark black. So this is the light flesh tone. We do, sometimes I'll do a darker flesh tone, but I will still do this shading red all up and down. Now in a minute, I'm fixing to show you something super duper easy that's gonna make a difference in your painting. Even if you don't shade, maybe shading's not something you know how to do. Maybe it's just, you know, you tried it, you didn't like it, it was too hard, or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna show you something right quick. Now I think I've been on this slide maybe 15, 20 minutes. Not too bad, right? It says I'm 70 and just getting back into painting and I've forgotten so much. You know, that is the truth. But the cool thing about this, it really doesn't matter, Nance, if you're 7 or 107. Sometimes people will ask me, can kids come to your paint parties? Can they paint? And as long as they have good motor skill, I let them come, because, I mean, you know, like a 4-year-old, no. But kids who have decent motor skill with their fingers, they can do it, because painting is just something that you cannot say somebody can or can't do it because they're too young or too old. That's not how this goes. And some of the kids I've seen paint over the years can way out paint the adults, you know. So I am just adding some white highlights. So even if you don't shade your stuff, let's say, you know, you haven't learned how to shade, or you're not sure about how to shade, or you're practicing but you don't like what you're doing, if you will just, even if you don't shade, if you will take this little brush, and if you don't do anything else, hey, Paula, I'm doing great. How about you? Hi, Terry Lynn. I'm glad y'all are here. So what I was saying is, even if you don't know how to shade, and maybe you don't even know how to outline because maybe you're just starting, or you haven't painted in a long time, like what Nance was saying, do this part. This is just basically a script liner, and you see me putting white highlights on there. See the difference that I've done the hat with the white highlights, right? I haven't done the rest of it yet. See the difference? And all it takes, in my opinion, is some white highlights. And Ashley, if you watch her, she and I are the same about this. We both put highlights on pretty much everything we do. And all you're using is a script liner. This is a number 4. And I will even put white brush strokes around his face just to kind of lighten it up. And I like to do it just around the eyes kind of faintly. Let me put this better where y'all can see it. There you go. That's better. I'm sorry. Number 4 script liner. Thank you, Debbie. And so you just kind of come up here like this. Anybody can do this part, right? So even if you don't know how to shade, maybe you're going to learn, still go ahead and put some white highlights on your piece. You will still like it, and that's something very easy to do. And you can put those white dots in the eyes, and you will really like that. So watch what I do. You see, I haven't put any, let me do this right up here. Haven't put any highlights on this guy yet. But it goes from kind of a dark piece. It's kind of like a woman, or even men, you can highlight your hair, right? You don't highlight the whole head of hair. You just take certain strands here, there, and yonder, and you add some highlight. That's the way I do it, and I've always done that, y'all. And I've always liked it. Like when Ashley was first learning to paint, she'd come over and she's like, okay, what's wrong with this? And I would pick a brush up, and in 20 seconds, I would do what I'm doing right here. I would highlight in white, and she's like, what? And she'd get frustrated, and I said, remember, baby girl, you have to highlight. Because she was almost done, you know, but she just didn't highlight. And I'll put a little bit there. And see now, I'll hold this up so you can see. You will see, so it doesn't matter if you're painting a door hanger, it doesn't matter if you're painting yard art, it doesn't matter if you're painting on canvas. It's the same concept, in my opinion. If you will put some white highlights on there, you don't even have to know how to shade, and you can do this. It's just brush strokes. So in order to create that dramatic look that I go for, I base coated in the green, the Christmas green. I shaded in the darker green. I outlined in black, and I highlighted in white. So I really have 4 colors on here. green, dark green, black, white. Same concept here. Red, dark red, red, dark red, black, white. Same thing here. Green, dark green, black, white. Blue, dark blue, black, white. Same thing, over and over and over. And that's how you get that, that really pretty, artsy look, I think, that also has a lot of color. Because as you can see, I go for a lot of color. That's my style. I like things bright and colorful. And wait till I put some glitter on this and I put a spotlight on it. And you're going to see, this is going to go, especially when I put the glitter in the spotlight, it just really makes it. So it's not necessarily that it's the hard. I think the hardest part of what I do is the shading. Even the outlining, you probably can get by with that, even if you're not that familiar with it. The shading's probably the hardest part. But if you can just hang in there and practice your shading over and over, you're going to be good. And that's it, y'all. Easy peasy. Put it this way so y'all can kind of see. Super cute. Now I'm going to try to come on to, I will be on here tomorrow. Let me show you. I did this one last night. Hold on. I did this one last night. I've got 3 of these guys. This is the one I did last night. I'll kind of put it here where you can see. Turn it this way maybe. That'll be better. And I have 3 boys in this set, and then I did a set last week of 3 girls. There you go. So same concept. Do your base coat of green, dark green, black, white. Over and over and over. That's really all it is. Libby says, hi Mary, I love your technique, so bright and colorful. Thank you so much. And Libby, I always, in my heart of heart, I'm a teacher, and I want y'all to, even if you don't paint yard art, even if it's canvas or it could be a door hanger, it could be anything, just to try to motivate people to say, you know what? I've never done this, but let me take a stab at it. Because I do believe you could do it. You could do it. It's actually still, yes. For those of you that don't know, we have an academy. So tomorrow, that's that membership group. Ashley will be in there 6 times doing one of these pieces. So what we do for the academy is we started doing this here a while back. For those that are in the academy, we started in the very beginning of this year doing 6 videos. So we're going to come on and she's going to primer it. Then she's going to base coat all the colors in a separate video. Then she's going to shade and highlight in the video. Then she's going to poly the face or glitter, depending on what we're doing. It could be both. And then she's going to turn around and she's going to paint the back. I haven't painted this one. And then she's going to come on and show you how to insert the stakes. Because what we do in this piece, these pieces that are small, she's going to show you how to put this co-roll steel on there. So that's what we do in the academy. We kind of teach it from the very, very beginning to the very, very end. Whereas in this group, it's a free group. You can just watch us paint and get helpful tips and tricks and stuff like that. So there's a lot to be learned, and y'all, I love learning. I follow other people so I can learn from them. I'm 57 years old. I don't care if I live to be 157. I don't ever want to stop learning. And I don't think I know it all, because there's so many people out there who just have really, really awesome work, way better than what I could do in a lot of cases, but I can learn from them. So that's really what we're here for, is just to learn from each other. So thank y'all for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow doing the 3rd boy. How do I join? Terry Lynn, if you can go to yardartacademy.com and sign up on our wait list, then we will contact you and let you know when we open the academy. We will open again probably around the 1st of September. And but yardartacademy.com, and you'll join our wait list there. And then we will keep you all updated about, you know, when it's going to open and all that good stuff. So, super easy to join if that's what you want to do. You can join on a monthly program or a yearly program. It doesn't matter, just whatever's going to suit your budget. But I'll be real honest with you, our biggest push, and has been for years, and if you go to yardartrus.com, for those of you that are painters, and you go to click on template, and then once you see template, if you'll click on Christmas, y'all, we do tons and tons and tons and tons of Christmas. And so that's always been our bread and butter, just because of the fact that Christmas is in the art world, Christmas is your biggest draw. That's your biggest selling season, if you will. And probably that's true for many retailers, not just the art world. So if you want to look at a lot of Christmas templates, because there's, I don't know, hundreds on there. And I still don't have all of them on there. But hey, y'all, there's only so many hours in the day that you can devote to that. So if you'll go to yardartrus.com and then click on templates and then click on the season of Christmas. Well, you can click on any season you want, but I'm just saying Christmas has a lot. So thank y'all for joining me. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I will be in the Painters Club tomorrow doing the 3rd elf. Ashley will be in the Academy doing the 5 or 6 videos, and she's doing the Cowboy Santa. So thank y'all for joining me. And oh, Mary, can we see your face? Okay, sure. I don't really know why you would want to, but here I am in all my glory, y'all. But I did like that camera view so y'all could see that. And I'll be on doing that 3rd elf tomorrow. And we also have, for those of you that don't know, we have a huge selection of nativity sets that we sell. The templates and the tutorials are in there and all that kind of stuff if you're interested in doing nativity sets for Christmas. So you guys have a great day, and we will see y'all later. Bye-bye.